Hello everyone, today I will tell you about the 10 most interesting villains from the Dreamworks universe. It won't take too long. My name is Fifon, and we are starting. Captain Chantel Shannon Dubois. The same animal control and trapping agent from France. A woman very proud of her ability to track down and catch absolutely any animal in the world. The only animal missing in Dubois' collection for her to feel completely superior is the lion. When the captain learns that the famous lion Alex and his friends were spotted in Monte Carlo on their way back to New York, she begins an active hunt for the last trophy for her collection. Although Dubois is a very cunning and clever antagonist, she is considered one of Dreamworks' funniest villains to date. This is the kind of character that nothing can stop. When a person like her sets out to do something, she has an unnatural drive to accomplish the task at hand. Akin to a Terminator, not even international borders could stop her. Quite possibly she crossed them illegally. Also, this character is beautified by the superb, slightly frightening performance of voice actor Frances McDormand. Kai. Although most people like Master Ogwe, and I do too, he is an enlightened kung fu master, but still, 500 years ago, he fought alongside a warlord named Kai. They had a true brotherly relationship, but after Kai tried to steal the chi of the panda village, Ogwe saw no other option but to fight with his sworn brother. After a long battle, Ogwe banished Kai to the spirit world. After 500 years of training, Kai was able to capture the chi of the Ogwe and escape in order to destroy the Ogwe's legacy. Even though Kai is not as well revealed as Tai Lung or Shen, Kai is still an amazing villain. His design, his oversized body, and strong muscles, as well as his jade color scheme, position him as an unnatural creature. Not to forget his ability to steal chi from any creature and turn his victims into a jade zombie that cannot be destroyed or even wounded. Plus, Kai gains all the abilities and knowledge of his victims. Grimmel the Grisly. While Hiccup leads the people of Alec into an era of peace and cooperation with dragons, Grimmel has dedicated his life to hunting and destroying all dragons, particularly the Night Furies. In a world where most consider dragons their enemy, Grimmel became a true hero and one of the strongest weapons of war. Naturally, he gained such respect by his great achievements, the greatest of which was hunting nocturnal furries to near extinction. Grimmel sees in dragons nothing but parasites, like cockroaches, that must be destroyed. In Grimmel's mind, all his actions are just and noble, which Hiccup insults by preaching dragon friendship. With his abundance of different types of weapons and his extensive knowledge of dragons, he acts as a dark reflection of what Hiccup might have become had he killed Toothless, and an unfortunately realistic portrayal of a cruel and ruthless man. Pitch Black. Pitch Black, also known as the Boogeyman or the Nightmare King, personified humankind's anxieties and established an unchallenged reign of horror. Pitch lost his abilities when the Man in the Moon created guardians to provide humanity with wonder, hope, memories, and dreams. He reappears after being forgotten for generations in order to undermine children's trust in their parents. Pitch displays himself as a kind individual who desires the same level of adoration as the guardians. He prefers to be feared rather than adored, and he takes great pleasure in turning young children's dreams become nightmares. Jude Law's cruel acting in Rise of the Guardians makes it even more painful as Pitch taunts each of the guardians as they get weaker from lack of belief. Tai Lung. Tai Lung was brought up to think that he was destined to get the Dragon Scroll and take the role of the Dragon Warrior. When Master Ogwe refused to give him the scroll, he lashed out at the Valley of Peace and attempted to seize it by force. Even though he lost, he makes a comeback 20 years later after learning that Ogwe made a different choice. The tale of Tai Lung in Kung Fu Panda illustrates the perils of encouraging achievement while also falling prey to hubris. Tai Lung could have been able to find meaning in his life if he had accepted his loss, owing to the abilities he had acquired. As a result, he attached becoming the best to his identity and unloaded all of his rage on his adoptive father, Shifu, in one of Dreamworks' most stirring battles. Fairy Godmother. The Fairy Godmother is the leading supplier of charms, potions, and enchantments to provide princes and princesses their happily ever after in the fantasy country of far, far away. She is therefore disappointed to find that Princess Fiona wed Shrek, an ogre. Along with Fiona being promised to her son, Prince Charming, she refuses to let an ogre get a happy ending because that's now how it goes. While Lord Farquaad was a humorous parody of Disney CEO Michael Eisner, Fairy Godmother in Shrek 2 enables even more astute gags satirizing the fairy tale genre. Her cottage house is actually a factory with a lot of unhappy employees, converting one of the strongest icons of compassion into a petty monster. She has the ability to quickly go from being bitter and vengeful to endearing and helpful. Lord Shen. Shen experimented with the pyrotechnics his family had as a child and found that they could be made into weapons. Shen destroyed a hamlet of pandas after hearing a prophecy that a warrior of black and white will overcome him. He was exiled and denied his inheritance as a result, and he vowed to take over all of China in retaliation. Shen from Kung Fu Panda 2 is undoubtedly one of the finest villains DreamWorks has ever created. Along with his eye-catching look and outstanding voice acting by Gary Oldman, he exudes a genuine sense of sadness. All Shen wants is to find happiness, but he is too proud and scarred by the past to move past it, which places him in a perfect dichotomy with Po. Titan. Megamind device is a scheme to imbue a person with the abilities of his vanquished adversary, Met Roman, in an effort to give his life some sense of direction. Hal Stewart, a cinematographer, acquires the abilities due to an accident, but Megamind chooses to transform him into Titan, the hero. Unfortunately, Hal wants to utilize his abilities for romantic purposes and to win Roxanne Ritchie over. Titan is terrifying because he seems so genuine in Megamind. There are a lot of egotistical people in the world who believe they are entitled to other people's time and attention just because they are polite to them. The contrast between Titan's and Megamind's behavior throughout the film, which highlights the distinctions between being nice and being good, is masterfully done. Rameses. Rameses, the pharaoh's elder son, will take over as the next ruler of Egypt. However, in his youth, all he wants is to enjoy himself with Moses, his adoptive brother. Unfortunately, the two brothers are doomed to enmity when Moses discovers his ancestry and Rameses ascends to the kingdom of his father. Rameses is one of the film's best characters, and the Prince of Egypt is one of DreamWorks' most underappreciated classics from the time when they tried to compete with Disney. He cares deeply about Moses, but he won't admit vulnerability since he thinks doing so would bring his family's dynasty to an end. All of Ramesses' emotions are exposed, demonstrating to viewers how much this conflict kills him from the inside, thanks to superb hand-drawn animation and Ralphie's amazing performance. The Wolf/Death, the newest villain from DreamWorks, is immediately hailed as their finest one to date. The adversary, who first introduces himself as the Wolf in a clear allusion to Little Red Riding Hood, seems disturbingly eager to engage in combat with the endearing protagonist, Puss, who is on the verge of losing all of his lives. The Wolf is subsequently revealed to be the true Death, who has come to steal Puss' final life as retribution for the way the main character has been mismanaging his prior ones. Death will go down in history as one of the finest animated villains ever created, with an iconic look, a spine-tingling voice performed magnificently by Narcos actor Wagner Moura, and a beautifully developed characterisation. It might induce some existential dread in fans who think about Death's message that the enemy isn't wholly terrible. Rather, he merely wants what he's owed, since Puss didn't enjoy his prior lives to the fullest. Today I told you about the 10 most interesting and cool villains of the DreamWorks universe. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Fifon was with you. That's all for now.